You won't believe what Bahati's baby mama, Yvette Obura, just revealed.
I dated this person for like 2-3 years.
With tears streaming down her face, Yvette has opened up about the darkest moment of her life.
And for those 2-3 years, my life was stuck.
When she was broke, alone, and almost homeless after her brutal breakup back in 2023.
He has a wife, maybe I'm in a relationship. Wajua pia kuna zile time hatuwezi pigiana simu ati wewe mwenyewe anataka nini na mwenyewe anataka nini.
But that is not all.
I dated this person for like 2-3 years. For those 2-3 years, my life was stuck. My life was stuck. I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying it's them, but I'm just saying association. If you're dating someone who doesn't pray, who doesn't know God, who doesn't like believe in God or whatnot, kuna tu vitu zo come up in between. Mimi, I was so stuck for the 2-3 years. I'm trying to do literally everything. Nothing is working.
Wait until you see the video that she just posted. An empty house, just a mattress and a TV stand. And her message, this was me after losing everything. 2 years later, Yvette Obura is back, bigger, stronger and unstoppable, and ready to tell the world the shocking truth behind her heartbreak and survival. This is not just another breakup story. This is a testimony that will shake you to your core.
Oh, thank you, Diana, for inviting me today. And as my baby is turning 6 years tomorrow, I just want to wholeheartedly appreciate you for being a mother. You've made it so easy on me. Like after everything we've been through, I always ask God for one thing, like mfuatalia mtoto wangu on the side. I find you with all her heart, and you've done it with everything in you.
But before we dive into this emotional roller coaster, let me set the stage for you. Yvette Obura, popularly known as Mama Mueni, is not just another baby mama in the entertainment industry.
Most of the people call us baby mamas, of which sipendi hiyo jina, so.
She's a successful entrepreneur, digital content creator and a mother of Bahati's firstborn daughter, Mueni Bahati. To the world, she appeared to have it all together, a thriving business, a beautiful daughter, and a life that many admired from afar. But behind the carefully curated Instagram posts and the smiling photos, a storm has been brewing, a storm so devastating that it will strip away everything she had built. And just recently, in a moment of raw vulnerability, Yvette Obura opened up about the darkest chapter of her life, a chapter that began in April of 2023 when her entire world came crashing down.
My life was stuck. I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying it's them, but I'm just saying association. If you're dating someone who doesn't pray, who doesn't know God, who doesn't like believe in God or whatnot,
The video she has shared has sent shockwaves across social media. An empty house, bare walls, a single old mattress on the floor, a lonely TV stand in the corner, and a caption that broke thousands of hearts. And if you ever want to give up, remember this was me back in 2023, April, after my breakup. I was left with a mattress and a TV stand. 2 years later, I picked myself up and I am a testimony. But that is not all. Wait until you see what happened next.
He has a wife, maybe I'm in a relationship. Wajua pia kuna zile time hatuwezi pigiana simu ati wewe mwenyewe anataka nini na mwenyewe anataka nini. Sisi wote ni vichwa ngumu.
During a deeply emotional TikTok live session back in September of 2024, Yvette Obura could no longer hold back her tears. With her voice trembling and her eyes filled with pain, she began to unravel the story that she had kept hidden from the world for over a year. My family, friends and people around me know I was almost becoming homeless, she began, her words heavy with emotion. Last year was so hard for me. I was on the verge of being homeless. I was in a very bad place. I would lock myself up in the room and cry every day. Imagine that, a woman who seemed to have everything together, locking herself in the room, crying every single day, and the weight of the struggle crushing her spirit. There are things we just can't put on social media because of trolling, negativity and all that, Yvette Obura explained through tears. The very platform that had once been her source of income and connection had become a place she feared, a place where vulnerability could be weaponized against her. And the turning point, the moment when everything came crashing down, April 2023. And in April is when I lost everything, and I mean everything, she revealed. Everything she had worked for gone, everything she had built crumbled, everything she had dreamt of shattered. But what exactly happened? What could cause such a devastating fall? The answer lies in a breakup that didn't just end a relationship, but nearly ended her ability to provide a home for herself and her daughter.
Okay, sikuwa nimeenda kuona boyfriend. Sina boyfriend.
Now, let's talk about the shocking details that Yvette courageously shared with her followers. Details that paint a picture of desperation, resilience, and the raw reality of starting over from nothing. After her breakup, Yvette Obura found herself staring at the harsh reality of her situation. She was living in a two-bedroomed house. The financial strain became unbearable. The emotional toll was crashing on her, and the future looked impossibly bleak. I remember telling my sister that life was so hard and I might have to go back to my mom's or downgrade to a bedsitter, Yvette recalled, her voice breaking with emotion. Can you imagine that conversation? A successful businesswoman forced to consider moving back to her mother's house, the humiliation, the sense of failure, the fear of what people would say. But her sister's response changed everything. She reminded me that she served a living God, Yvette Obura shared. In that moment of despair, faith became her lifeline. The video she posted tells a story that words alone cannot capture. An empty room with nothing but a mattress on the floor, not even a bed frame, just a mattress, and across the room, a TV stand standing lonely in the emptiness. This was her reality. This was what her life had been reduced to after her breakup. But here is what makes this even more shocking. Yvette Obura wasn't just dealing with financial struggles. She was dealing with emotional devastation. Every single day, she would lock herself up in her bedroom. The weight of her circumstances crushing her spirit. The tears would flow freely in those private moments when the facade of strength crumbled and she was left alone with her pain. I used to cry, she admitted, her vulnerability of full display. But one thing about me is that I never gave up on God. I never gave up on praying, and I trusted in God. And here's the thing that will shock you even more. During this entire ordeal, she kept it hidden. The world saw the smiling photos, the business posts, the content creation, but behind the closed doors, she was fighting for survival, fighting to keep a roof over her head, and fighting to provide for her daughter, fighting to hold on to hope when everything seemed hopeless. But that is not all. Wait until you see what happened next. What many people don't realize is that Yvette Obura's struggle wasn't just about losing material possessions. It was about losing her sense of security, her confidence, and her identity. The breakup didn't just take away her partner. It took away the life she had known. During her TikTok live session, Yvette Obura opened up about the mental and emotional battles she faced during this dark period. Last year, I was on the verge of being homeless. I was in a very bad place, and think about that for a moment. A woman with over 342,000 Instagram followers, someone who appears confident and successful to the world, was secretly fighting the biggest battle of her life. The shame attached to such a possibility was overwhelming, and in a society that judges single mothers harshly, in a community that watches every move of public figures, the thought of admitting failure was terrifying, so she suffered in silence. But here is where the story takes an even more emotional turn. During this entire ordeal, Yvette Obura had to think about her daughter Mueni. How do you explain to a child that everything is falling apart? How do you maintain a brave face when inside you are crumbling? Thankfully, Bahati, despite their separation, stepped up during this difficult time. Fans later pointed this out, with one commenting, "But thank God uko na responsible baby daddy who took Mueni when ulikuwa down down, wengine ukiwa down hadi unajiuliza mtoto utapeleka wapi. This revelation adds another layer to the story. While Yvette was struggling, while she was fighting to keep herself together, Bahati ensured that their daughter Mueni Bahati was taken care of, and this act of co-parenting compassion meant that Yvette didn't have to worry about her daughter's well-being while she was rebuilding her life. But the question remains, how did she get to this point? What series of events led to such a devastating fall? And more importantly, how did she find the strength to rise again? The breakup that triggered everything wasn't just the end of a romantic relationship. It represented the collapse of financial security, emotional support, and the life structure she had built. When the relationship ended, it left a void so massive that it threatened to swallow her whole. But every story of despair has a moment of transformation. For Yvette Obura, that moment came when she made a conscious decision to fight back. But one thing about me is, I never give up on God. Yvette Obura declared during her emotional revelation, I never give up on praying. And these words were not just empty platitudes. They were the battle cry of a woman who refused to be defeated by her circumstances. She began to rebuild piece by piece, prayer by prayer, and day by day. It wasn't easy. There were moments when giving up seemed like the only option, and moments the mattress on the floor and the empty walls seemed like a prison she'd never escaped, but she kept on going. The transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual process of healing, working, believing, and pushing forward. She threw herself into the business, Yvette's fashion hub and Mercy Perfect Closet. She focused on creating content that would inspire others. She invested in herself when the world had counted her out. By November of 2023, just 7 months after hitting rock bottom, Yvette posted photo of herself with a brand new car. On her Instagram page, she wore a sky blue jumpsuit that matched her new vehicle, proudly displayed its keys. The transformation had begun, but that was just the beginning. In her September 2024 TikTok video live, Yvette revealed the extent of her comeback. If you told me last year at a time like this that I would be able to afford or pay for my trip to Dubai, it means a lot. I remember telling God, I want to make my daughter so proud, and I thank God my daughter has able parents. And let that sink in. From sleeping on a mattress on the floor, to affording international trips, from contemplating homelessness to upgrading her mother's car, from crying every day in isolation to standing as a testimony of resilience and faith. For someone who went from sleeping on a mattress, within 1 year, upgraded my mom's car, traveled thrice, and this year I'm in Dubai, she shared with gratitude. The transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Today, as we look at Yvette Obura's journey, we see more than just a story of survival. We see a testament to the human spirit, ability to overcome impossible odds. We see proof that breakdowns can lead to breakthroughs, and we see evidence that faith, when combined with action, creates miracles. In November of 2025, Yvette Obura took another major step forward. She got engaged to Frank Otieno, and in her engagement announcement, she wrote, "From today I have agreed with the heaven and earth to erase my past sad memories, past failed relationships, and all the times I said I love you were a mistake. And because God has brought the right one my way, I choose to start all again and call him my first love." From that empty room in April of 2023 to an engagement in November of 2025, from tears and potential homelessness to love and new beginnings. This is the power of resilience, and this is the beauty of never giving up. This is Mama Mueni's incredible story. So, if you're watching this video today and you're in your empty room moment, if you're staring at your metaphorical mattress and TV stand, if you're wondering how you'll make it through, remember Yvette's testimony. Remember that she was exactly where you are, and look up to where she is now. Your breakthrough is coming. Your testimony is being written. If this story touched your heart or inspired your spirit or gave you hope for your own journey, hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more powerful testimonies and inspirational content. Remember, your current situation is not your final destination. Keep going. Your testimony is coming.